Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday the 13th, 2017. And we do got some scary weather, especially across certain parts of the nation. A significant ice storm certainly is going to be taking place over the southern and central plains. For us, it looks like a touch of snow as we get into tonight, maybe some snow showers, snow flurries, but no big deal. And then I think we'll have a cold but quiet couple of days before our next chance of weather moves in for Sunday night into Monday night and lasting into Tuesday, when we could see initially some freezing rain. Some of the models indicated about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain, freezing rain. Yesterday's 12Z model of the GFS actually had about 4/10 in certain areas of the MAC area. But again, we'll keep an eye on that, plenty of time to look at that. But right now it looks like Sunday night into Monday night would be the time frame which we could see some more ice. Our normals for the day, our normal high is 27, the normal low is 11 degrees. As you see, we had a cold 18 below zero back in 1912. If we look at the warmest and coldest temperatures across the U.S. yesterday, 87 degrees at Cotulla, Texas, and the lowest temperature 35 degrees below zero at Cotton, Minnesota. If we look at conditions around the area yesterday, you can see temperatures mainly in the mid-30s across much of the area, but look down in southeast lower Michigan where they even had thunderstorms yesterday morning. Temperatures made it into the mid-50s. And again, plenty of precipitation across the southeast portions of the state into Ontario as that system moved off to the east. We're down to about plus 0.2 degrees per day above normal for the month of January. We probably drop a little bit below normal as we go into the next couple of days, and then we'll see that warmth, warmer than normal average for the month rise. But we're going to see a potentially major outbreak of cold air for the last week to possibly 10 days of the month. But for the next 7 to 10 days, it looks like overall it's going to be pretty mild and pretty active. In addition to all the winds we had, a couple locations over 60 miles an hour wind, we had a lot of ice and precipitation. You can see Lansing leading the way with 1.26 inches of rain and over an inch in many locations. And again, quite wet across much of the MAC and LAC areas here over the last 3 days from Tuesday to Thursday. And how are we doing on snowfall here in the mid-Michigan area so far? We're at 57.63% of the normal snowfall, and we're certainly nowhere is really that close to halfway through the snow season. And you can see December so far, the big winter, about 180% above normal. And we're right on pace for above to slightly above normal as we go for the month of January. But we don't see a lot in the way of snowfall here over the next 7 days or so, maybe even 10. But we certainly could get busy towards the end of the month. And if we look at the winter wheat protective snow cover, you can see the snow depths along with the low temperatures on a daily basis. And you can see this area in red's kind of where, if we're going to have any bit of stress, we had some snow and rain, all that snow melted, and then we had temperatures plunge down into the single digits for a few days. So that would be an area where we might look at possibly a little bit of stress on some of the winter wheat. If we look at temperatures across mid-Michigan this morning, you see mainly in the teens. Down in the southeast part of the state, still temperatures in the mid-20s there. And again, we'll have temperatures mainly in the 20s the next couple of days and lows in the teens. So it'll be quite chilly out there. But again, no major precipitation coming our way here for the next couple of days. Some precipitation breaking out across the central and central plains, and that's going to be moving to the east. We'll get a touch of that tonight. And then we got a major ice storm that's going to be developing across areas of Missouri and Kansas, into possibly into southern Iowa and into northern Oklahoma and into Nebraska. So this is going to be a very big ticket item here coming up over the next few days. On the weather map this morning, you can see the low pressure system that's going to develop. In fact, we'll have a series of low pressure systems that'll move. The last one will move towards the Great Lakes, and that's what will bring us our chance for freezing rain, and then eventually rain as warm temperatures move in the area by Tuesday. But again, for the areas around, again, northern Oklahoma, much of Kansas, southern Nebraska, into Missouri, southern Illinois, those are the areas that could see a very crippling ice storm here over the next few days. And by Saturday morning, that low pressure system in New England continues to develop, and again, that'll very slowly move off to the east, and then the last system here that'll come in, that one will move towards the Great Lakes, and that'll push this precipitation farther north. But because it will be moving quite a bit quicker, the amount of time that we have freezing rain will be quite limited here across the Great Lakes. And as we get into Sunday, that system really getting its act together. The freezing rain attempts to shift to the north. But again, we got to watch this very closely. Right now, we don't expect a huge amount of ice, but strange things can happen in Michigan. And if we look at the GFS forecasted ice amount that was through Tuesday, basically Sunday night to Tuesday. This was yesterday's 12Z run, and you can see very aggressive with the freezing rain across much of the area, 0.2 to 0.4 inches, which would be very significant. It would be winter storm warning type criteria here across the central portions of the state. But the overnight run, you can see quite a bit less aggressive with that, maybe 1/10 to 2/10 across some of the areas around Mount Pleasant towards Big Rapids and up towards Cadillac, and then across northeast lower Michigan with less than 1/10 amount across much of southern lower Michigan. Again, the heaviest way back off to our southwest. And if we look at the big picture, you can see what a tremendous, this is up to 1.25 inches, maybe even some local areas up to about 1.4 inches of ice. That would be a very crippling, devastating ice storm where these heaviest amounts do verify. There'll be a lot of downed trees, power lines, and certainly a mess out, especially in Kansas. Looks like it's going to be the epicenter, spreading into southern portions of Nebraska, into Missouri, and even into Iowa. It could be some very difficult travel here over the next few days. As far as precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see a combination of some freezing rain, but mainly rain up to 1 inch across much of southern lower Michigan. Very heavy amounts of precipitation expected across areas of Missouri where they're going to get that ice storm. So again, that'll be making national headlines here right on through the weekend across that part of the nation. And as far as the extended outlook, it's going to start off quite warm. We're going to begin to see some polar air begin to move down into the lower 48, and it'll spread its wings and head to the east here. This is the most recent 8 to 14 day outlook. And again, as we get to about day 12, day 13, I think we're going to see conditions really begin to cool off across the central part of the nation into the Great Lakes. So keep an eye on this 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlooks over the next few days, as you should begin to see the colder air showing signs of returning. And on to Weather Watch. Again, the major ice storm warning across much of this part of the nation is going to really create a lot of havoc there. Winter Storm Watch is further to the north, where they could see 1/4 to possibly 1/2 inch of ice, and then bordering that, some freezing rain advisories. Again, this is the big storm, a tremendous amount of area that is expected to have significant freezing rain here over the next few days. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.